This is an attorney. You want to know why they're being arrested. You can't just... Lawyer. People got a lawyer. You got a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, man. Hey, come on. Relax. That's what the people were being arrested for. All right, let's get back. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hold back, I told you. Got it? No, what about Frank? How you doing? What's going on? Who's the guy who was arrested? Got my radio.
Some people just don't know how to act, you know? They don't know how to be arrested quietly, peaceably, for walking down the street with a sign. What was that little disturbing the peace, sir? Your ass. Come on up. Bag. Come on, get the camera out. Let this traffic go. Come on.
I want to know why the brother asked him, why did he take it? He said that I'll give it back to her on the condition. He asked her what's the condition, and he said, I don't have to tell you, and he said, yes, you do. And at that point, he said, arrest him, and then they just started grabbing people.
What are the men's names that got arrested? You know?
Connie, London, it's about 8 of them. I don't even know how many it is. Which is typical of that woman. It's typical that woman wants to destroy black manhood in this city and all over this country. That's why we came out here to protest what she was doing. Because it's wrong. She's destroying the minds of our babies and our people. And it's wrong. We said we don't need no air.
It was a totally peaceful demonstration until what happened?
Until the man took the microphone. Until he took the microphone from me.
Resisted. Now this is key.
I saw it. You're right.
Now I'm Lou Palmer, and I was right here when I saw everything. Nobody resisted.
Sidewalk too. Okay?
Yes,
Nobody resisted.
Everybody up on the side. We're going.
Will you stay with us for 1 minute? I'm Tom Weinberg from Channel 11. We were standing here the whole time.
There's a guy whose name Abdul, I'm almost certain he's a lawyer. He's a guy who kept asking, you know, why you're arresting, what's the charge?
Yeah, I saw him get in and they pulled him away.
They put him in the
Was the mayor
pathway.
leaving when all this
The
happened?
mayor went upstairs and then it happened.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we saw.
What is
You
it?
see, they were marching over here.
I
When they
saw.
got to the corner, the policeman took Marion's bullhorn, told her it was against the law. Then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 guys began questioning him. Why are you taking the bullhorn?
Right.
And the next thing, they were under arrest. Now, I saw no resistance. The lawyer, whose name was Abdul, kept asking, why are you arresting them? What are the charges? And finally, they grabbed him and threw him into the paddy wagon. Exactly.
Yeah.
How did this thing start? What was going on?
The group was marching toward the burn, whatever it is over there.
Complex.
When they got to this corner, what is it, Sedgwick, a policeman, an officer, stopped them and said, you cannot use your bullhorn. If you keep using it, I'm going to take it from you, from Marion Stamps. He took the bullhorn, at which time 2 or 3 fellas asked questions, that's all. They said, why are you doing this? Why are you stopping us? The next thing we know, 3 or 4 white cops, and they were in line, they were only shouting, no violence. When the officer took the bullhorn from her, she released the bullhorn. And then the next thing you know, everything went up for grabs.
Well, did you figure that was going to happen today?
Well, I was invited over to speak to the rally.
I hear you.
And by the time I got here, they were ready to march over here to whatever this affair is over here. So I was marching with them, and I just observed everything that was going down.
What does the organization represent?
Pardon?
What organization do you represent?
I am Lou Palmer. I'm a news commentator, and I'm chairman of Chicago Black United Communities, which is known as CBUC.
You were
Lou's Notebook, that's correct. And I just simply stood by and watched so that I could see with my own eyes what went down. See, nobody can write up what happened without my knowing exactly what happened, because I was standing there in the middle of it watching. And I was not shocked because it happens all the time. Key is the fact that they were all white policemen. Every single one of them that I saw was white. Everyone who arrested these fellas was white.
And they took all men and no women. Also.
I saw them take 3 men. I saw them take 3 men. What? Well, Abdul, you know Abdul, the lawyer? He kept asking them, why are you arresting him? What are the they arrested him. They arrested him. Threw him in the paddyway. Abdul.
Is he one of those arrested?
He's one of those arrested. He was the third one arrested. I saw 3. How many was it?
Do you know the names of all?
I don't know. Marion could probably tell us the names. Where's Marion?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go down there. That's a good piece of tape. That is a nice piece of tape.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people, 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 for the black people. What's in it for the black?
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. Sing, dance, play ball. ball, entertaining crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertaining crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Jackers out here looking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And not to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I told y'all not gonna have me hollering every day. I can't start the day hollering. That's why it's wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. Like, wake up, everybody. Because it is the Mace Jackson Show on what we now call Thirsty Thursday. Gotta get a drink. I think I'm gonna need a drink. I was thirsty Wednesday, actually. I had Thirsty Wednesday, not Thirsty Thursday. Why is it when it's open bar, I be feeling like, and the bartenders be like, have another, have another, have another, and another, and another. Thank you.
I want you to keep on this open bar, so they feel like, you be like, you know what, this drink usually costs me about $12-15. I'm getting
so let me just drop that 10.
Let me go ahead and give you the tip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why they like, keep drinking, man.
I'm gonna tell you what, Riis, that's a good theory. Except the problem with that is the problem with open bar is that most people carry credit. So for me,
just keep it open.
But if it's open bar.
Right. So you give me a card. If you're going to be that, that's what I usually do. I give them my card.
Oh, damn it. I left my card yesterday. I got to go back and get my card.
At the place?
At the place from yesterday. Anyway, yeah, I left my card at we was pre-gaming, and I left my card. And Tennille was supposed to remind me to go get it, but I left before Tennille. Because Tennille, first of all, how about Tennille was the life of the party yesterday? And I check out Tennille's stories because she was... Tennille is like antisocial social. It's like when people aren't like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. But anyway, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building on this Thirsty Thursday, although I had a Thirsty Wednesday, which means that I don't think I'm going to have a Thirsty Thursday. Yeah. Guess what, though, y'all? It is Jersey J's second birthday, and she is kicking it. Do you know who Jersey J is? That is my beautiful, lovely granddaughter who is celebrating her 2-year-old birthday with Mickey and Minnie. So shout out to the Jersey J and her mother, Milan Teray, who was like determined that she was like, because my birthday is on Christmas, we're going to make sure that her birthday is always the super special day. I was like, now, hold up.
You got on Christmas?
Milan Christmas is December 26th.
Oh, okay.
So she was in the hospital.
Yeah, during Christmas.
And then it was like, hold on. You mean we was trying to get the first, but it was a week later. Anyway. Yeah, so the whole point of the matter is, Milan is like so they on the Disney cruise right now, and they are across look,
these birthdays for these kids is getting. I just told you I took my daughter to Punta Cana at 5 and she was not impressed. Okay.
Well, let me just tell you, whatever goes on this Disney cruise, the pictures are phenomenal, and the baby and Milan is just sending me pictures, and I just be like, oh, like I wish I was on the cruise with the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Next time for sure, man. You gotta go.
We're gonna have to do the grandparents cruise.
You gotta go with the family too, though.
Yeah, we did. Let's see. That's how they be trying to do it. You should take your. And I want to come.
Oh well, you know what's gonna happen. Well, you know what? I understand, because then if you go, then they gonna look at you like you got it all. I got you.
Like family trip. Now, realistically, I'll be honest with you. I do, and we don't talk about it. But you want to be able to do. I want to be able to do nice things for my family, and you do like it. I want to be in a place where my kids can go live there, whatever they want to be the best at, they can go be the best at, right? And just try to, make sure that they got something to build upon. And so, I was just looking at a lot of stuff last night. Yeah, man. It was just a good, it was reflective. Anyway, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Happy birthday to Granddaddy's grandbaby, Jersey J, turning 2 on the boat. Hey, man, baby got stamps in her passport. What you doing? Hey, these childrens, man, these childrens. Instagram done killed the game.
Only up from them. I'm telling you, ever since.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you. Like, I'm be like, look, y'all sending me. I'll be like, you better go to your mama with that. I got a birthday cake. I got some ice cream for you. Right? I'm gonna put. I got you. Hey, I'm gonna do like the old folks used to do. Where the savings bonds at? You ever get a savings bond for your birthday? It'd be like $10,000 in 20 years. Right? They'd be like, I bought you these savings bonds. But them 20 years go by quick, and the next thing you know, man. Anyway, happy birthday to the Jersey Jizzy, who turns 2 to Dizzy from your granddaddy. See how I did that? Back in my other life, I'm going to tell my granddaughter I used to be a rapper. She gonna be like, man, if you don't get out of here. All right, this the Mace Jackson Show. Hey, y'all, it's Thirsty Thursday. Let me say what's up to my man, DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today?
Blessed by the best, and I know the rest, man. It's a good day today, man.
Hey, man, Eric, I thought about you yesterday, about your family. You know what I'm saying? I hope you were able to offer your condolences to your family and, celebrate the good times. Think about the good times.
Yeah. It's starting to as the older I get, the more you start to at least appreciate your meetups. Because when you start to really go places, you be like, man, I saw that person last month. It's like you really never think about in a month. You're in your 30s, in a month, I ain't gonna see you again. It's like crazy.
That's why you gotta treasure the true relationships. Yeah, I'm trying to boil it down to the true ones and then max out on the true ones, right? And be like, let's get this. Like, let's, hey, man, this the time when you're supposed to be doing your thing. I ain't y'all not finna have me mad around here all for the rest. See, that's what I'm telling you. Y'all be out here have me mad. I be around here talk about some frizzle. Meanwhile, people out on the boat. I'm frizzle. They be like, I'm jumping out of an airplane. Frizzle. Look, man, we gonna have to get our piece. You see, man, these videos in the mornings, bro. Hey, man. Now, the crazy part of that is, though, none of those buildings are still there. But man, we got warriors in our blood, man. Marion Stem said they're trying to destroy black manhood. That was in Riis. That was in 1983. 83. Fast forward.
40 years later.
And bingo.
Still here.
They are working pretty close to it. I can't. Hey, man. And if the next person come up to me talk about we missed out trying, hey man, why y'all be wanting to, people be wanting to fight me, Riis. They be on the show like, you meant we ain't missed our time. I've been seeing people outside, they be like, look, man. I was like, well, do something. You know, I be like, do something then. Do something. And not to, and what? And don't do it to me, badass. Do it to them. If it ain't us. And when I say do it to them, I mean, grab your, be okay fighting for yourself. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. As we are going to do continually, and shout out to Media Burn for all of these great videos, man. I'm going to go to their gala just to be like, thank you, because there's so much great stuff out there to check out. Look, we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get some news, traffic, and weather. And then I'm going to hit you with some headlines plus the social media question of the day. Plus, we got some more topics that we'll be talking about today. I want to talk about the correlation, though. One of the things that jumped out to me, I be having these moments and these epiphanies. And one of the things that jumped out to me is, did you know that CPS is now only 321,000 students? That's it. 321,000. Down 10,000 from last year. And it makes one of the statements that I read in the article said, in the CPS decline story, can I just say this? They said, but low birth rate, a decrease in immigration, and families leaving prevented the bounce back. Did you hear me say that again? A low birth rate. Remember, didn't we just hear Dick Durbin say that? This is in a newspaper article today. A decline in immigration and families leaving prevented a bounce back. The same day that the mayor does announce that there will be budgeting for the immigrant population, the asylum seeker population that is coming. Riis, just 3 weeks ago, I was racist for asking the question, Hector said. And now the mayor is now literally saying, like, why don't y'all believe me when why is it racist when I say it, and then when they say it and I say, but I just said that, y'all don't say it's racist? See, that's why you can't listen to people just calling you racist. And they done diluted it and they done made it watered down. So when you run into a real racist, you racist now be racist. I'm just saying. Line item in the budget. I asked y'all, how much should we budget? Y'all didn't want to hear me. Y'all thought I was being provocative. You thought I was tripping out. And now, guess what, Femo? Riis, when we started this, how many people was on the first bus? 50? 50, right? Guess how many we got now? 1,000. That was 2 weeks ago, right? So, what? Now, remember what I told you? So, I budgeted for 10,000. Right? At 5,000 a pop. We're at 1/10 of that in 2 weeks. So there's obviously a bus route that's now running full time. Now I asked you before how much. 1,000 people times $5,000 is what, Riis? 5 million. Multiply that times 10. $50 million. Y'all don't want to hear me talk about this, and I'm trying to tell you it is happening, and that's okay. We're going to take news, traffic, and weather. We'll be back after these messages. I'm not going to be hollering. Go ahead.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
The Willie Will reorganization and urban field operations is having the first voter registration program since Harold Washington, and we need volunteers. Call Coach Al if you would like to register people to vote. Call 773-431-4664. 773-431-4664. This is Senator Rick in, and register and vote.
Urban field operation.
Final Explosion Entertainment.
Andre Smith. Eyes Associates. Midwest Coalition. This is Brother Earl C. Williams from Williams Youth Service.
Marshall Fountain Image Design.
This is Daryl Smith. Keith Harris. Nashville Black Wall Street, Chicago. Register and vote.
Hi, this is Dr. Willow Wilson. I need you to register and vote. Many people have lost their lives in order that we can have a right to vote. So please, register and vote.
Call 773-431-4664 or stop by 2946 West Madison. Register and vote.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, shall not want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:41 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. Let's head with the sports and baseball. The Cubs will beat the Mariners 4-3 as the Sox fall 8-2 to the Cleveland Guardians. Head over to traffic now at Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop, 37 minutes, 27 minutes back to O'Hare, while the Edens 30 minutes in both directions. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 37 minutes, 34 minutes back out to Thorndale, while the Stevenson is 34 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be 31. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 34 minutes on the way back, while the Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 55 and clear. Today will be a bit chilly as our high is only 63 and our low will be 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Thursday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos, y'all, and I'm gonna hit y'all with a little headlines. But before I do that, let me say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. That's right. What's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. You can catch us every day, 6:30 to 8 AM. That's right. That's the Saints. 6:30 to 8 AM. You can call us on at 872-259-7474. I didn't pick the numbers. That's right. I did not pick the numbers, even though the number is 872-259-7474. Now, let me say what's up to the sinners or the early rising saints who get here at 6 and stay all the way till 9. That's right, from 6 to 9 every day. This is the Maze Jackson Show. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Yo. Chicago fire is coming to the west side. Oh, did we take off? We didn't take the plane off? Oh, we didn't take the plane off. All right, well, look, y'all, let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We waited for the seniors. We are on our way. Up and away. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, y'all, the Chicago fire coming to the west side. Practice facility. Yo, man, the old ABLA homes. Hey, man, when I lived over there, Did I mention I used to live over there? I used to live over at University Village. Whew, man, University Village. I loved it over there, man. It was like my own little slice of heaven. But anyway, every time I would go to Costco, there'd be this big open field that we would drive by. Now they are talking about turning that into the Chicago Fire practice facility. Now, they ran it off the north side. The north side said, we do not want a Chicago Fire practice facility. Alderman Jason Urban of the west side, 28th Ward, is like, we'll take it. Now there seems to be some beef between the not the CHA residents. There are now disputes or claims of disputes of people who do not like this concept. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but the mayor and everybody was on the news yesterday talking about how great Joe Mansueto, billionaire, is. Riis, well, we'll talk about that in a little while. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm sure we're going to get some calls on that. Joe Biden called Russia out yesterday. Joe Biden feeling himself right now. Hey, man, but have you seen these things they find them when they get the Ukrainians that moved in? I feel like this is one of them Russian things where they let you come all the way in, think you comfortable, and then they get everybody while they in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we took it back. You celebrating. Anyway, Joe Biden went to the UN and said Russia needs to be, he said they violating all the terms of just civilized nations. They just came in and tried to wipe a country off the map. And what they was like, who gonna check me, boo? So he's putting some stuff down right now. Vladimir Putin responded by mobilizing more troops. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this though. They said the most powerful force in Russia is the Russian moms. Shout out to the mom squad. So you need to get a Russian mom squad chapter. But they are the most powerful force, and they said they ain't liking it when they babies because he calling up the reserves, talking about you got to go to the army. So that's happening right now. Sending them over there, and they said they've been finding mass graves, like 400, 500 people in the hole. Like, yeah, man. Hey, Joe, I'm telling you, watching this American Holocaust thing, the American response to the Holocaust, yo, the videos, that's yikes. There was a Northwest Side Progressive Mayoral Forum. Hey, has anybody signed the petition? Anybody out there seen any petitions on the streets for any mayoral candidates? And have you signed any? Reese, have you? Well, you ain't, because you don't even live in the city. You know, you done moving on up to the top. You Reese Jefferson.
But I have, though. There was a couple of them out there at the Inglewood
Fest. You signed them?
No, I said it was a couple of them out there in the Inglewood Fest.
Who was out there?
Actually, I won't say a couple. I'll just say one that I seen.
J-Mal?
Yeah, I saw
I saw his big old bus out there.
Yeah.
Hey, J-Mal, we got to get him on. He wants to open up a Chicago bank. He released a policy platform. Hey, man, look at the shorties doing their thing. No disrespect. He had a post talking about he was number 4 in the race. He got the momentum to win. We got to get J-Mal on here so we can talk about his mayoral platform.
You know, you always come suited and booted because you know he going to come. You know he think he fly. You know,
I'm colder than J.
You know,
J-Mal.
See,
man, let me tell you.
J-Mal.
Y'all, COVID just got me lazy. COVID got me lazy. Boy, COVID got me lazy, man.
PM suits again.
I might have to go on ahead. You know, I have to go on ahead and bust them up. Bust them up out here. Then we got so yesterday there was a Northwest Side Progressive Mayoral Forum. Cam Buckner, Brandon Johnson, and J-Mal Green went and attended. They said the mayor was outside trolling it. Like, she had people with flyers trolling. Like, she didn't come, but she had made sure people was there. Why she didn't want to go talk to the Northwest Side Progressives? See, so the mayor is like, I'm bigger than y'all. I will not reduce myself to be on the same stage with y'all. Do you think the only time the mayor gonna be on the same stage with the black candidates? Do you think the mayor's except is when the TV call? She ain't doing no mayoral forums with none of the people, right? Like, why get no? You think the mayor's going to be on any mayoral forums besides TV? No.
You know, come on, man. She likes, man, I do CNN as a hobby. You know,
He's like, don't tell me these news. I do national news. I don't even do 2, 5, 7, and 9 on y'all mama. Anyway, all right, so we're going to talk about that. Okay, I know this is going to sound, I want to make sure that I'm not saying this in a bad way, but Riis, you saw the story about the 3-year-old that got pushed in the water? It was his auntie, and they were not actually black. So apparently the auntie came and picked up the nephew, stole a van, drove him to the lake, and then pushed him in the water and watched him sink. She was on her meds or off her meds. Crazy, right? Like crazy. City council yesterday. I saw y'all in the chat. I was a little late. No, J-Mal is not starting a bank. He is proposing that there be a Chicago bank, right? A city bank, a city bank. Senator Jones resigned his leadership and committee chairmanships. He did not resign from the Senate. I wonder, are they going to try and press him to resign from the Senate? I think there's a big debate right now about Riis. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to let that be. Did you hear this one? They want to start allowing private boots. All across the city, people like booting companies to just be able to put boots on your stuff on private lots. Why are you looking like that, Riis?
That's like the cheat code, because you can park and not get booted on private property.
Right, but then they said that people are upset all over the place because people who are on the boot list park in their lots and park in their spots, and so they want the ability to boot them anywhere they go. I feel like that is kind of like that really is not, but what it is it's a golden parachute. I ain't gonna even go there. I used to manufacture. I used to. The city used to get their boots from me.
Do you still got it? Well, don't answer this only. But do you still have a key?
No.
No.
And the thing is, they made you make a key, and you couldn't even, like it was, and then it was like secure. So we didn't get it's funny because I use my expertise on how people got the boots off. To be able to,
because I knew somebody that had one of them keys. Like I was growing up,
right? And so what happens is, Riis, over years, somebody figures one out, somebody gets it out. But like when it initially comes out, it's like if the boot come off, it's only you in the company, it's you in the city. They could always blame you, so you be like, I ain't got nothing. So you just secure. But anyway. They are trying. Yesterday it was blocked in committee. I do hope that our black aldermen do not allow, because there is not one black-owned booting company. And you know what it's going to be, right? Can I tell you what's going to happen? There's going to be the same people that operate J&J Fish are going to be booting people's cars in the city. And Riis, could you imagine if you was in the parking lot and you parked at J&J, and the people inside, the manager inside J&J had your car with a $170 boot on it, and you, as the owner of the restaurant, as the patron, can, Riis, it's gonna be real issues with that. Like even if you don't have the key to get it off and you called the people to put it on in your life. Imagine, Riis, you know how brothers be, right? Can you imagine a brother ran across the street to go get some bees, comes back outside, and there's a boot on his car, and he know that the man inside of J&J called him to do it? You better take this off my car, dog. Isn't that? You better take it off. Hey, bro.
Shots fired at the local gas station here over there on 79. Man went in there to purchase a couple of items, came out, and there was a boot on his car. Went in there and asked the owner to please remove the boot. Owner refused to remove the boot. Man went in right, reached down in his pants, and shot the entire place up. Here we have Jackson on the tell us what you
Man, I'm telling you, Riis, he came in, he went to the store, he just went in to get a couple beef dog, and when he came back out, it was the boot on his car. I seen it when he got in the car, man. He was looking like, oh, I knew something. Then he went inside, he came back to the car, he popped the trunk, went back in. Next thing I know, shots fired. That's okay, though. Remember we said it right here. Time, date, time. The moment they passed that ordinance, date, time, stamp this.
Don't
hey,
do
bro.
It, you know they're gonna get us. You know they're gonna. And have you ever come into our show and you got a boot and you on the list? Please park in the parking lot. You see around here when you come in, I know you see about 12 boots. I'm telling you,
I be like, I started to be like, man, Charlie. They like, and it's like they clearly, and there used to be cars they used to park on this block at night. Oh, dog, they be like, oh, you thought you was hiding over here? Oh no, Yes, the boot. It is. What's the day of the month? What's the month day? They trying to get you so you can get that, so they can get it out that 30th check. Yeah. They got to get the boots on so they can get it out your 30th check. Them boots, bro. You turned down that block.
Man, it's about 12. I ain't lying. 2 blocks. I'm not lying to y'all. We not over exaggerating. If you come into the Mayoral Jackson show, park and you on the boot list, park in the parking lot. I'm telling you, it's about 14 to 12 boots.
This is how they clearing out the rest of the low end, dog. I'm telling you, this is what they doing. And
then because you know it's a big old little housing complex behind us, you know what I'm saying? So that's how they be really
Riis, that's why I'm telling you.
You know it.
Riis, it's just like when they do shows and you know that they get a printout of all the black parties on the weekend, like the business and revenue. So like say you put out a flyer, say Week 304 was doing an event and they knew it was gonna be a lot of people there. You know what they doing? They it's on the target list, and what they do is they bring a van and they drop the van off and everybody hurry up through it. Right now they also have a vehicle that just drives down and just run all the plates and then tell you boop 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 boop, and then dude come back around and be like ding 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 ding. They be like the party's still going, and they wait literally until it's like prime time when they know ain't nobody gonna be in the party and they bang your ass.
Yeah, I had that happen at an event like about a few years ago. I say about like 8 years ago. And then the guy kept driving up and down the street, and then he tried to put a boot on the car, but somebody came out. You know, they drove off.
Man. But imagine you ain't got a city uniform on. Imagine a dude that's putting a boot on. Imagine this one. Imagine you putting the boot on the car when I come back getting my bees. Oh, I done knocked the whole thing off. We good. Imagine I come out and you putting the boot on my car because they boot at night when you sleep. This is broad daylight. Fam, it's finna be some brakes beating off.
Me and my cousin, he was at my house and he got up. He was sitting on my couch and he got up and he stretched. As he stretched, he looked out the window and it was the boot man putting a boot on his car. Man, he almost went to jail that day. If I want that, he was for sure and he went to jail because he was finna fight the boot guy. He was ready to fight the boot guy. Like the boot guy had to call the police.
Riis, let me tell you, tow truck man, college, famo, put the car down.
He said,
put the car down. You better put the car down before they get here. You better put the car down. Man, they used to do that, man.
But you're right. What's gonna happen is it's gonna pass the law.
Then they're gonna pass an assault law.
We the main one getting booted, and we ain't gonna get none of that. But they gonna keep coming at you.
And they're gonna pass a law to protect the booter next. So then you're gonna get a felony for assaulting the booter because you parked at the J&J Fish, who we don't own none of it.
More crimes, more money. You see how it all coming full circle?
See how
I pass that law, how you get more people in jail, more money, Man, it's like a whole cycle.
More
Then they
money,
gonna
more
hide
problem.
it underneath. Hey, I be trying to look at the votes now. Like when I be like voting, I be trying to like read the underliner because they throw something with something else that you'll be voting for that, but it'd be all tied together. Like, oh, you ain't know you actually did vote for that. It was tied in with this law. Like, oh, they gonna sneak that one in.
Look at that. Look at Riis, the education. See what happened when you listen to the Mace Jackson show? Now you remember, did you see the video yesterday when he said political education? They did those political education classes because black people just did not know. I'm just telling you, man. It's so much sometimes. All right, and then finally, CPS enrollment is down to 321,000. The Latinos are now at 46.5% of the district. 82% of the district is black and brown. So what's 46.5 minus 82? That's how many. Anyway, that's what the black people is. They don't even mind. They don't even bother putting the black people in no more. They just be like, it's 46.5. Figure it out. How many black people is there? Right? And Riis, I think that is it for my headlines. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. And Riis, I think I could hit this one quickly. It's not going to go very long, but go ahead, figure out. You got that button over there? If you got the button ready, go ahead and hit it.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, we opened up talking about kind of tipping and stuff, and I was thinking about this, Riis. I saw a story in the paper. I realized how high gas is. But and I consider myself a pretty good tipper. Right? Like I do. I feel like if I go to the restaurant, sit down, give me some food, you don't even got to give me excellent service. You even give me good service, you're going to get a good tip. Right? But then I noticed this phenomenon that occurred during COVID that is now carried on to a place that makes me a tad bit uncomfortable. But because it's often in a socially awkward situation, the restaurant. That's the French way you say restaurant. Remember when they had the chicken la ronge commercial? Y'all remember that? Chicken la ronge at the restaurant. Anyway, there's this uncomfortable thing, Riis, that I feel like I've been put in a socially awkward situation that I just don't know how to get out of. And it is the tip for carryout. Now, Riis, during COVID, they came up with a lot of rules. And the game changed and we were all kind of, putting in a little extra to help the extra. Right? So, remember it used to be you couldn't tip. Then it was like, can we get a tip? Then it's like, now if you don't tip, they rate you for not tipping. Right?
You talking about the apps?
Yep. So now, I just feel like, because it's like, you got to pay the delivery fee, then you got to pay the tip, but now they make you get the tip on before you even get your food. So now if you don't tip on the delivery at front, even if dude ate your french fries, he walking away with 15 to 28, 18%. And they don't even put it at 15, they put it at 18. Okay. Riis. But then this new thing happens. So I'm okay with you know what I'm saying? And I want to be one of the gold stars. I want me a medal. So, I'd be like, ding, 18, ding. They start you at 18. Be like, do you want 25%? They done already hit me for. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But then it's this socially awkward situation that has come with the new mobile terminals. The flip around, spin around terminals where you go into the restaurant, now don't nobody take no cash. which is a trick of the devil. Cause with cash, like it's hard to sign out when you pay cash. It's you just pay your bill, give me my change, I'll keep the change. Right? Maximum you out 99 cents, right? 99 cents. You say keep the change, $2, $3, $5, it's 20, blah, 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 right? Take out. You keep it. Riis, I don't know that I feel that it's fair that I have to pay the same tip for coming to get my own food that's bagged up that I pay for sitting down and maitre d' service. And fundamentally, the cost is the exact same. So the social media question of the day is, how much should you tip for carryout? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I know it's not as serious as we typically are, but this is really a conundrum. Riis, gas is like $6 a gallon. So if I drive to go get it, I got to park. Riis, if you go pick up a pizza in the West Loop, they won't let you park for less than a half hour, right? Like, so you get if you can get a metered spot, right? So you out $5, $6. Okay? Then, Riis, you gotta go inside. You gotta wait for your food, or you gotta get it now. You have come out and you done put your pants on, you done got dressed, you done drove all the way down, you get your food, Riis, and then they flip around the thing and they hand it to you with the tip. How much are you tipping? Dog, you should tip me for driving down here.
You just put 0.
Before they give you your food. Okay. Right. So then when you hit the 0, it's a button that go all the way to the back. This fool just tipped us 0.
Yeah.
Okay. 0?
If I gotta if I'm coming to if I'm ordering my food and coming to pick it up, you get 0. You just clearly just did your job. You just cook in the back. You this is a restaurant. Like, what am I tipping you for? Like, you doing something extra or something that you?
Well, why is it that when they turn it around and they usually got a tip already hit? Like, usually if you go to the restaurant now and you go carry out, go to the carry out. I'm telling you. And they got a tip already hit. And it's 15, 20, 15, 18, 20, 25. Right, and I'm there, like, cuzzo.
But right there before that 15, it says no tip. That's what I don't even know that many options. You know what I'm saying? I never knew what was right there on the first level.
Wait, no so you tip. Don't tip? Never. When you go pick up?
Never. I'm not. You might well drop it off. Like, never. If I'm going to go pick it up. Never. Especially if I'm out there somewhere where I got to come in there, look at my car, make sure ain't nobody out. Nah, bro, get my food. No, I'm not tipping. For a pickup, I'm not tipping for like a carry out. Never.
Give us a call, 872-259. I feel pressure, man. I feel, what do they call it when they say, I feel triggered. Like when they turn it around, I feel like.
See, then you what you probably.
Or they say, how much would you like to leave as a tip?
Is your food already ready? It's still being cooked.
Yep.
See, you got to come when it's done. See, after it's done, it's already.
Then it be cold.
No, they got like a little heater in there.
Nah, dog, I want fresh out the oven. Anyway. Right, that's why I want as close to as fresh as I can get it. Speed.
See, I'm old school, man. My grandma, I'd take that thing and put it in the oven for a little bit and get that little, heat up. But yeah, nah. I usually go there. If they say my food will be ready in 20, I'll probably get there in about 25 because it's already done. So I just go pick it up. It's in the bag, boom, and then well, I do have the privilege of I have a hot bag, so I put my food in my hot bag.
See, Riis. I'm just saying, dog. So you mean to tell me
I'm not
that
tipping, though.
You're not tipping on carry out at all?
Never. Never. I'm not. If I'm coming to pick my food up, I've already paid online, and I forgot my.
They hit you with the tip on the online.
Nah.
Yeah, they do. They be like, would you like to put a tip on right now? You be like, no. And then when you get to the store, they be like, would you like a tip? Would you like to
You
leave
know
a
what?
tip? Do you feel pressure with the jar sitting there? Nope. Nothing? Nope. You don't feel nothing, Reese.
For reading everything. Nope. Nah, like if I end up paying cash and I got like $1 and some change left and I'm already there and I don't want the change, yeah, like you can have about 63 cents. But I'm gonna take my $1.
I'm nervous about hitting no tip. I'm with you, Lene.
No tip?
No tip. Nah, dog. No tip. No tip. So wait a minute, you don't tip for carry out? Like I feel under pressure. Like I'd be like, now I'll go to the option where it's like select custom and I'll put like $2. But do you tip for carry out? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I feel pressure. I do. I feel pressure. I be like, they be talking about the gig economy. The world is, hey man, then I was thinking the other day, like gas is tough out here, Joe.
Showing you lead time, we should always tip for service. What service? They're doing their job. I'm confused on what service am I didn't get underpaid. Now, if you tell me that in the back they're getting paid like a waitress, but if they can get a minimum wage and then above, he a cook, he probably getting like 20 something an hour. I got to tip him too? Man, if you don't get my food here, man. Tell me, what's wrong with y'all?
Get my food up out here, tip. Don't eat the yellow snow.
Wash your hands before you cook. That's the tip I'm going to give you.
God, Reese, y'all wrong. I feel under pressure. I go to custom. I'd be like $2 to $3. Right? I was talking to my boy. He said if it's packed up real nice, he'll give him $10, right? He like, but I feel like even $10 sometimes is better than like a percentage of the meal. Like I feel like if I was a waiter, a server, I would be offended that all them carryouts get a tip too, and they ain't got to split theirs with the busboy or nothing. No, they don't got to split with the busboy, the cook, none of that. Now, some of like when your waitress, she got to split it with the bar back. She got to split it with her, the bar back, the bartender, right? Like, they got to split the tip.
See, now, I tip at.
If I sit down.
If I sit down, I do believe in that.
I'm okay with.
All the time.
Right.
But the service does have to be at least medium. Like, I don't really need too much great service, but if I only send you once or twice, like I'm insulted. You know what I'm saying? I gotta raise my hand for you every time I need you.
Well, right now, Reese, it's tough. They ain't got no workers, man. Don't nobody want to go to work. It's like I see restaurants trying to stay open. They be like, we got customers all day, but we can't get nobody to service the people. But I do know what you mean.
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I was the lady only. It was because you know how they had like sections. So
you went to one of them.
No, I went to one in North Riverside. So
that's even more reason. She had expectations.
I'm the only person that's it's just me. And then, like, I'm the only person that she got. Like, we had to keep raising our hand for water, for nap, like, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't come back once. And then we didn't even raise our hand once to see how long would she take. You know what I'm saying? Like, before she comes. She on the phone. She at the corner. She laughing with her friends. She was the brown. Okay? So I sat there. At this point, I was like, I'm done. So I got my little carry out and stuff, and then they come back, and then it says, like, you know how you write and then you pay, and then on the notice it says tip. I calmly put, find a new job, and I was gone.
Salim said, no workers, boom, buses. See? That's that, but see, look, man, they importing a new permanent underclass, right? That mean they ain't gonna need the other cast. That ain't moving us up. That's moving us out. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. How much am I supposed to tip for carryout? Y'all help me out. I feel pressure. I really do, Reese. I do. And it's like they do it with such authority, right? They just spin it around and they be like, you ain't never been to the place, Reese, where they be like this. They be like, whoop, and be ding,
and I'll be like,
or they be like, how much would you like to leave as a tip? Do you say nothing?
If I can push the button, I don't need to speak, because after I push it, it's gonna come in your computer and you're gonna see how
they be like, spin this food. We got a zero here. Spin the carry out.
In And if it's that serious, why are you working there? Like, that is crazy that you be like, if somebody don't tip.
I feel like it's strong arm robbery, dog. I feel like I'm getting strong arm. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. How much do you tip for carry out? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, Maze. Good morning.
Good morning. Who there?
Good morning. This is Shanika. Okay, look, I could agree with. I'm not gonna really tell you who I am, but I'm just gonna give you a scenario. What happens when you come to a restaurant? Because I never used to really feel pressure to tip anybody on the to-go order, but now I'll leave at least like $1 or $2. What happens when you come to this restaurant? You got $100 worth of carry-out food. You get to the counter. You want this order in this bag, this order in this bag. Oh, let me order. Can you order 3 drinks? Can you add on 3 drinks? You doing all this, holding up the whole line, and you walk out and you don't even leave these people $1. I think it's so rude. I think sometimes you should tip. I know they're not busting tables and stuff, but these people on these to-goes, they be busy. So they doing to-go orders, they doing walk-in orders, they doing Uber orders, they doing all these orders, and you don't want to leave them not $1. And then you get to the counter asking for extra stuff.
See,
come on
now, hold on. See, now I know exactly what it says. This is so funny. But what
don't you dare.
I'm not. You know, I got you. Come on now. Don't do that. Now, but what happened when you get your food and you drove all the way there and it ain't what you wanted? And you done tip because you just trying to be the black man, trying to support the black business, and you get your food and you get home and you be like, and then your wife look at you like,
and the food ain't right, huh?
And the food is wrong. That's when you call back, and then you get that nice person that say, come on back in if you're in the area, or next time you in, I got you.
But then you gotta drive.
That's how you handle that.
But what if you hungry though? Like my thing is, if it's Friday night and I'm hungry and I got my mouth all worked up and it, now so this
I'm gonna be mad. I ain't gonna even front. I'm gonna be pissed.
And then I'm gonna go to social media. And then people then they gonna act up, they gonna go to social media, they gonna do their thing. I have understanding.
They gonna start cutting up.
Right. I have understanding, but I do feel like part of that is customer service and like to me, packing the order is part of the customer service. Like they was gonna have to organize. Now I do the tip because I just feel under pressure, but I don't be $1. It be percentages. I'm all good with $1-2. That's all good. They be like, I want 15% of the meal cost to put it in a bag. And all I'm saying is,
but you
ain't even gotta wash the dishes. You ain't got the manpower that goes with it. All you're doing is putting that. You was gonna have to plate it, so just plate it in a box.
But you know what? That's not a requirement, though, right? That's not a requirement, right? Here. But I'll tell you this, and I'm not making excuses. It really is a shortage. When I say in terms of trying to get good quality, it's almost like your hands are tied. First of all, most of the staff are young. So Riis, when you were saying she was in the corner on the phone, that is a real problem because these phones got these people gridlocked. When I say they got them just in a trance, so it's like, do I make a big fuss and then they really cut up, or do I be a little bit? It's like it's hard to get quality employees and then to keep them to stay and then to get them to do their jobs. So you understand? It's frustrating. So it's kind of like. I could go on and on, but I ain't even gonna hold you. I could tell you some stories. It's hard, and you know, Mace, because you done seen it. I know. You done experienced it.
So I completely understand it. Like, right, like this whole you gotta tiptoe around service stuff. You gotta tiptoe around. Man, you gotta tiptoe around your employees because. And this is what Salim said.
Because you don't want them to leave. Because if they leave, it's first of all, most of the staff are young. Most of the staff you don't want them to leave because they all you got. And then you hire, you put up, I'm hiring, and all these people come, they respond, but they never show up for the interview.
And
then they don't call, then you can't reach them.
And then there's people like y'all
it's crazy.
who I know go out of your way to hire why I don't trip is because I went in and I see you hiring young black kids. I mean, young black people who you are trying to pour into. And I see, and it's like Tennille goes through the same thing too, where it's like we have to get our workforce. There's an extra tax to working with black people in general because you got to get them to a place where they recognize what their job is, that they're there to work, that they're not doing you a favor, so that they can move on. That is what I understand. So,
and to just be nice. It's just to be nice and be empathetic. Listen, I always say, put yourself in a position when because like with your situation, well, it is kind of your fault because it's called quality control. You're supposed to be double, triple checking. And what do you feel like if you ordered some food and you got home and now the restaurant is closed and you ain't ate all day, and now you open your bag and your food is wrong, you would be mad too.
And then tell me I gotta drive back, and I put a tip on the thing, and I gotta drive back. No, I ain't driving back.
Look, now you know what I would want to do. If you done messed up, don't you dare put that tip in at the end of the night. That tip, don't put it in. I'm not we don't talk on the side, but y'all have a good day. Leave them people at least $1 or $2. Leave them some, Reis. Don't you go in there and not leave. And just the fact that she brought your food to the table, Reis, you know you're supposed to leave us some.
I did. I heard advice.
You know what you did wrong. I'm out here.
Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We done got choppy. Let's do this. Let me Riis, give us hold on. Let me see if we. Hopefully that worked out a little bit. All right, y'all, that was great. It's funny because I tipped there too. She said, "Don't you dare," because my tips be good. It'd be like, he ordered what? So anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Did anybody else on the line? How much do you tip for carry out? I mean, dog, I don't want to be petty. Tennille said I'm being petty. Look at how quickly post-COVID sentiment changed. All I'm saying is gas wasn't $6 a gallon during COVID. Like I bought a loaf of bread yesterday for $4.63.
The price of food even went up. You feel me? So
man,
I already didn't, like you said, I already didn't pay $50-something. Then you want me to pay you another $15 on top of the $50 for you. So if I didn't do it because you bagged it and did all that, so if I didn't do it, so would I get like a discount? You know, like because I come back there and I bag it myself. Like I'm confused on like if I got some change sometimes and I probably dropped a little change in your little tip jar, but I don't feel if I'm coming to pick my food up, I'm coming to pick my food up. That's what I'm coming to do.
When I see the young black children at the restaurant, they're working and they on their phones, and I see the frustration of the poor owner who is looking at me looking like, I hope this nigga don't hit his Facebook with this, right? And they be like, nope, I got the come on, man.
Have you ever walked into the Popeyes that's on like Roosevelt and Hoster, you know, like I'm talking about?
Roosevelt.
It's like right by the school. Like
don't ever eat that no more.
Hey, that's like the hood. That's like, I go in there, you can hear Chief Keef, Lil Von playing on loudspeakers, you know.
Man, that is the worst Popeyes. I used to live by that. I remember when it opened and I was so excited. I was so happy it opened, and it just was like, dang, y'all. Oh, man. Riis, I'm not tripping, man. I just think that, so I feel obligated. So I always tip for delivery, for carry out. But I do feel like, wait a minute. You want the same amount as my waiter and waitress? So just imagine if you order takeout from someplace like, let's just use Chicago Cut. If you order 2 steaks, that's almost $150. Right? Add some sides, so you add $200. Okay? Now you go to pick it up because you want to have a nice romantic dinner with your wife. So you say, okay, we're gonna have dinner by candlelight. It's $200. Cool. We're gonna watch movies and eat steak. And then when you come, they mark a gratuity on it. Now I'm not saying they do that there.
15% of $200 is $30 already.
And who tips 15%?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So now they turn it around. So now you just took a $200 meal and I had to pay you $40 for putting it in the bag? Cuzzo. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just don't know. And it be like, and they do it just like this, Riis. They be like, and there you go. Suggested tip. You be like, man. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We missed the whole break. But I feel triggered. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back out. But Salim says this is why we need the buses. We're going to talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Riis, after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
A lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My son down in denial of the Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. I mean, that's too son. I mean, that's two saints. Like Peter Paul, me and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine genes. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love, and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. My free. Peace in the now, complete. That's all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. A lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. Trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. Check out our new transitions. Boy, I'm so fresh. Fresh than the mug. No, I'm just joking. Look out, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. And look, our Turner said, got to tip a little something on the carry out. People are still hurting out here. Riis said, I'm hurting. Some people would say you shouldn't be ordering carry out there. That's why I came to carry it out, right? I caught myself trying to save a little something. I'm okay with the $2 tip, but I do think that trying to put me on a percentage of the meal cost, well, if that's the case, fam, then you might as well deliver it. Then they want a tip on the delivery fee. They be like, do they add the tip of the delivery fee into the tip cost on your Uber Eats, Riis? All right. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis. One of the things that I was thinking about yesterday when we left here and I talked about the black value to Chicago is, what are the black legacy companies or businesses? And by that I mean black companies or businesses that have lasted multiple generations, that are still doing business in Chicago. And quite frankly, yesterday, I really wrote it from the standpoint of there weren't very many black legacy businesses, but you all really snapped off and showed a lot of them. And so, Riis, I'm going to read some of the black legacy businesses. And then I want to think about, and I don't know if all of these are legacy, because some of these I think people just put on and started listing black businesses. But when I say legacy business, I mean a business that is passed on from one generation to another generation, from father to son, from son to grandson, from grandson to great-grandson, something along those lines. And I didn't really expect that the list would be as strong as it is. But I want to read some of the companies, and then I want to kind of talk to you about it. But I want you to I want to read these companies, and I want you to think about them in the perspective of Black Chicago, in the concept of Black Chicago. And with that, what I want to think about is, have these companies grown, stayed the same, or lost? Are they still growing? Are they trying to recapture a past legacy? Or are they losing? Right? Are they still in existence? So I'm going to run through some of them. Some of these businesses, and I'd love for you to call me and tell me legacy businesses. So I see we got Luster. We got Medley's Movers and Storage. Ray Atkins Insurance Agency. Leon's. The Rands. So Luster Products is still working. They still cracking. Medley Movers. Remember Medley? I remember the commercials. Like, I think about Medley Movers as being like one of those black companies was thriving back in the day. Like, you used to see them on TV. They used to have TV spots, Riis. And these black businesses used to, and Luster Hair Care Products, it used to sponsor like Soul Train and Know Your Heritage and all of those different things. And I think about their legacy in the black community. Are they thriving? Are these black legacy organizations that we can lean on or depend on to be the undergirding of our community? Do we have the people that could essentially get together and be part of liberation? So let me go on back. We got the Swains, we have the Rands, the Swains, Kimbark Liquors, the Rands, Midway Liquors, right? But they also You think about what is their contribution. The Rams give us the Chicago Football Classic every year and provide thousands of dollars in scholarships plus Christmases and awards. Let's see. The Jesse Jackson family legacy. Bates Detective. Wesley Shoes. Somebody said the Jacksons as in Mays and Tennille. What? The Leaks. Rayners and the Taylors. Funeral Homes. Taylor Electric. I don't know Balton. Inglewood Paint and Hardware. Culture Connection. John's Hardware. The Will Group out of Wheaton with offices in Lawndale. Digby Detective and Security Agency. Brooks. Lim's Barbecue. Bell's Cleaners. Willie Wilson. Ed Garner and Soft Sheen. Kate's Detective Agency. Taylor Funeral Home. Gatlin's. G&B Barbecue. The Callahans. Seems like we got a big space in the funeral business. The Brookins Funerals. Politics. The Lusters. We got the Lusters. Uncle Remus. SCR, which is I think that's Stanley C. the Rakestraws. McGee's Jukebox Lounge. Hecky's Barbecue. Ariel Investments. Is Ariel a legacy business though? I don't think that's a legacy black business. They haven't passed it on. A.A. Rayner and Sons. We seem to have legacy in the death care business. Let's see what else we got. Johnson Product Company. Rainbow Push. Is that a legacy? Thomas Pest Control. Johnson Publishing Company. Johnson Publishing Company doesn't exist anymore. That legacy's gone. Woods Funeral Home. Right? Solo Beauty Supply. That's our very own Nidra Williams. You know, I was going through this list and I was thinking about these family legacy businesses and these family legacy businesses that probably depend on black people. And I was thinking about where we sit right now in this universe. And I went to an event last night that I want to talk about a little bit in perspective as to legacy. Johnson & Johnson, the Neely Brothers Shell. I don't know if that still exists. Jordan Beauty Supply, the other radio station, Brookins Funeral Home, Maxine Shoes and Boutique, Michelle's Food, AGB. John, are y'all a legacy business? You took this from your daddy? Reverend Jesse Jackson Family. Looks like we have a lot in the Christian space. Taylor Wright Cleaners. Allison Davis, attorney and builder. Law offices of James Montgomery. I don't know. Is James Montgomery got a daughter or a son that's continuing that? Larry Rogers Sr. of Power and Rogers. The Gatlin's Funeral Home. R&B Pest Solutions. Leak Funeral Homes. Taylorites. Shine King. Beverly Business Services. Callahan's. Eastlake Management. Good Foods. Case Security. Lowe's Pest Control. Rosebuds, A&M. So I'm reading these lists, and I want to make an interesting correlation when we come back. But this is what I want to do. I want to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I want to talk about last night I went to a fundraiser. And usually I go to fundraisers and I look around and I start to feel a certain way. But I looked at yesterday's fundraiser and I saw some optimism. Now we got to talk about that because I thought about it in the space of family legacies. And so I want to talk about the fundraiser that I attended last night for the Illinois House Speaker and family legacies. Let's talk about it. When we come back, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I got to listening to the song. You know my name, Sparkle, Sparkle. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm my man, DJ Riis, through on the ones and twos. And last night I was thinking about Black family legacy. Really, I was thinking about my own Black family's legacy. And I was thinking about it in the context of where we sit right now. Ordinarily, I go to fundraisers, political fundraisers, and I see so much I see the glass as half empty so many times. Yesterday, Riis was one of the first times that I saw the potential of the glass being half full. Now, I occupy a peculiar space in this universe which keeps me torn because of my political roots thought process. And it often comes into conflict with my Blackness or my desire to help Black people. And yesterday, I went to Illinois House Speaker of the House, Chris Welch's fundraiser. And his annual fundraiser was over at the old Chicago Post Office. And I thought about how different the event was compared to the 20 to 30 years or the 20 years that I had participated. And Riis, often when you go to political fundraisers, especially for, they're often very white. Yesterday, I feel like, was maybe one of the blackest fundraisers that I have attended at that level. Now, you may say to me, Mays, I haven't seen, and we haven't seen the work. And yesterday was one of the very first times that I could optically see the difference, the difference in having a black Speaker of the House. Now, I'm not sure about the outcomes, but I know that there is a different way that black people were treated and received yesterday. I can also tell you, and Jerome, if you ask me what was the difference was there was a whole cadre of black lobbyists, leaders, and business people. One of the things that I think we have to do, shout out to Dr. Audrey who came yesterday, is be present in the spaces and be known. Not waste FM. Like, there were black lobbyists representing So here's what I saw. I saw that the world expects that we're supposed to look out for our own people. Okay? So what I saw was a lot of white companies and people who would have ordinarily been at the dominant space, not in the dominant space. Don't shut up. Talk. We are used to being meek and mild in spaces. We are used to going to the back door. What I am telling you is yesterday, the front door was open for us to walk through. Okay? Now, in watching what I saw yesterday in Freylana, I'm talking to you too. What I saw was the open door. This is the half glass, this is the half full. So now in a place where 2 years, 3 years ago, and we got to make sure we don't get Obama. So that's my point. 2 years or 3 years ago, you would have come to that and we wouldn't have had a place at the table. Now, here's my point. We can't allow another Obama moment to happen. So, one of the things that I feel like we've got to do is be present in the space where the decisions are being made and not just be mad. Now, what I saw yesterday was a ton of black lobbyists who are preparing the future for white legacies because we're not engaged. Back up. The door is open for our people to go in. We have to make sure that the people that are in the building recognize their role. There is no accountability for your actions in the black space. And I told you this a long time ago. The people who are in the door and in the space have to be the people that we hold accountable. So yesterday, what you saw was a complexion change in the power dynamic. But now there is a race for black folks and for white folks to find black lobbyists and clients. That is the result of having a black speaker. Now what has to happen is we have to be in control of our people who are at the table. So when you come to the table, when you are talking to your clients, you can't minimize black people in the space. See, our guys have been taught again to show how to minimize us instead of raising us up. And my premise would be that we have to be present. See, it's hard to talk that smack when we standing right there. It's hard for, like, y'all, I got to tell you, the world has changed for me. In what I've seen optically. And yesterday was an optical difference. I think the premise becomes identifying the people that are in the spaces, who they represent, and how they represent for us. Cassandra was there as well. Carrie was there as well. Tennille was there as well. We opened up and we offered, if you remember, a BP1 or what's enough for the black people, we offered tickets as well. But I see that oftentimes the people that are at the table have to recognize that they are accountable to us. Understand what I'm like? So I think we've got to pierce the ivory towers so that the people who are responsible for cutting up the pie, and clearly there was a lot more black people in the space and a lot of black people having very powerful clients. Now I do want to make sure that our black folks recognize that, because it's almost like in reverse. Like the white folks recognize they need a black somebody, and the black folks be like, let me lock down my white relationships. So I just want to make sure that as we talk about our legacies, yesterday I was watching, and my premise in yesterday was I am watching now black people being engaged to use their blackness to build white legacy businesses. What I would encourage our black legacy businesses, if you look at where you are, oh yeah, Jerome, oh my God, I'll tell you about that too. But what I didn't see, Riis, was the black business community represented. And that's really what I'm getting at. What I find is that the black business community believes that to be successful, they need to hire white people. And so it's crazy to me to watch white folks sport their black people when black people are in the control seat. And we can't be the people that minimize our own power. I don't know that we chop the tree down in public. Let me start there. We have to get to a place where we can hire our own people to represent our interests, and our people don't feel like it's their job to minimize us. Got to tell you, yesterday, we saw all the letter writers, all of them. Riis. Guess who? I was coming out the bathroom, and guess as I'm coming out the bathroom, guess who I run into and got me in the corner? And I don't think he realized what it was until it was. But I was like, and I really got, it was like, dang, my people was looking at me like, you not going to shake his hand? Guess who it was?
JB.
Bam. Right? So I'm coming out the bathroom. I almost wish I would have washed my hands. But I washed my hands. And I run into JB, and it's like, and right when I was about to gauge him, the people was like, come on, we got to go. And the security hustled him off. But the thing that I saw yesterday, Riis, was the white folks nervous that we could actually exercise our power. Oh, no, cuz I ain't never coming down off my spot, right? I'm not coming off my spot. But what I will tell you is, yesterday, it was amazing to see the white corporations that were represented by black lobbyists who would have never had that opportunity. Now the key has to be that those black lobbyists have to recognize that they don't get a pass. Hold on. Oh. Okay, I'll read this in a second. Anyway, goodness gracious, boy. So anyway, last night went to the Speaker of the House's event. Thank you to Dr. Audrey Tanksley who came. I had tickets. Thanks you to everybody from BP1 who was attempting to come last night. What I saw yesterday optically was the blackest Speaker of the House event that I had ever seen in my life. Riis, whether you've seen it or not, whether anybody in this chat has seen it, used to be a line of people that just waited to be seen, acknowledged by the Speaker, and they would stand in line for an hour and a half just to touch this guy's hand. I saw yesterday a much smaller event with a lot less people lining up. Now, obviously, it took 40 years to get the Speaker to get where he is. But I feel like black folks have an opportunity to be in on the ground floor of the reorganization, right? In the political class and in the lobbying class. In the activist class, we're not going to always, I'm not in the activist class. But what I will tell you is that we need to occupy these spaces. We need to make sure that the people who are not just the politicians, but the people who are making the laws have to walk past you, have to not, and the black folks can't be in the room and be like, ooh, don't talk to him. You got to be able to say, hey, Riis, that's the head of such and such, and touch him and get at him. And I just feel like yesterday, every letter writer in the room, Riis, they had an opportunity. Guess what they did? Smile, shake hands, try to act like they didn't write the letter. Because they was saying, what are you doing? Because guess what, Riis? Can't nobody run me off. Ain't nobody running me up out of Chicago. Ain't nobody running me up out of Illinois. I got a right to be everywhere everybody else got to be. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody can say what else. I am telling you, you all, we have been sold out, and we cannot allow another Barack Obama to happen. We cannot sit here for 10 years. The man put a cap on himself of 10 years. We as black folks can't sit it out again for another 10 damn years. And I'm saying it ain't got to be we got to go in and tear up but we got to be a presence in our own plight. We cannot sit by. Like I'm telling you, the pie is getting cut. They was in that mug yesterday. People walking around. All the people we talk about on this show, all the people that are the multimillionaires, all the people that are changing or disenfranchising, they're right there.
Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, "Oh, that's a pretty good pick." The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse West.
So guess what? We as black folks cannot afford to pout it out for another 4 more years. I am not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that we support J.B. Pritzker at all. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there has been enough pressure that they are trying to go back. JB is now doubling back on the Safety Act that he was defending just 2 weeks ago. We have to be a presence in the space. We have to be a presence in the space, right? Can I tell you something? The speaker didn't run when we was at the Latino caucus and Mays Jackson came in. You know who ran? The black people. Yesterday, all the letter writers, everybody, and I'm saying that I understand that it's a challenge until the people that's talking the smack got to see the people that they're talking about. He's right there. Say it to him. And all I'm suggesting to y'all is we as black folks cannot allow another Barack Obama. We have to be done with the first stuff. We cannot be satisfied with you being the first. You that year is up. Now it's time to not watch you work, make you work. Can you imagine what it looks like for 100 black people to be in the space? And all the people that are making decisions that feel like they comfortable to talk about you have to walk past you, have to acknowledge you in the space? You know why they can get away with what they get away? Because guess what, fam? They ain't gonna never see you. Till I gotta see you. And let me just tell you, whether anybody wants to calculate it or not, it was blatantly obvious to me that the speaker was getting OJ'd last night. And all I'm saying is, the black army that exists in this universe cannot sit it out. Cannot. It's like, I hear, like, we can't, You got to walk, like I'm just telling you that, remember, we got to stop letting people put up this fence that says we all good. The next step is black lobbyists, hey, yo, cuz we going to have to come together and you're going to have to be an answer to the community. You're going to have to answer the black folks. There's got to be some level of accountability within our ecosystem. Fam, if you represent the big bank, cuz you better tell the big bank there's going to be problems out here. We've got to. Let me tell you. The man don't get it. He going to catch hell from the black people. He going to catch hell from the white folks. What I am telling you is we as black folks have to now start to say who are the people that are accountable to us. I can't hold the white people accountable. But fam, if you live in our neighborhood, you was just with the head of XYZ, what are you bringing back to the people? So look, y'all. We can look at this glass as half empty. We can look at it as half full. We can either make our black elect, allow them to Barack Obama us, or be a physical and real and present body in this process. Yo, the playing field right now, everybody ain't strong right now. Now is the time for black people to assume our place and make our demands. They're going to cut that pie. Think about it. $200 million a month in gambling. Who's the person in the room? Who's the person that represents that? Fam, we need to see what's happening. Either you going to be with us, because it's not their money, right? Do the best, but definitely bring it back home, because I'm just telling you, this is not the time where we need to be convincing ourselves how we don't eat, how we don't create legacy businesses. When I was going down this premise, Riis, and looking at all these legacy businesses, I'll be honest with you. And looking at the legacy businesses, most of them are not on their way up. Most of them are on their way down. They've seen their greatest days. Now, in the industry of death care, we're going to have people keep dying. But if you think about where black business was, and I'm saying yesterday, I looked around and I counted how many people weren't there. Who, if 4 years ago Madigan would have told them to be there, black people, they would have been there with the biggest checks ever. And I'm saying to you, this is how we lose people. This is how you don't get where you go. I'm just telling y'all. It's like, yesterday, I said, black is not enough. I saw a lot of people who are working now as lobbyists, staff, who often feel like they are the answer to the question. And I would argue that you are the first step in the answer to the question. The next step in you answering the question with there being black lobbyists, because I'm here to tell y'all, it was a lot yesterday. It was a lot of people that 4 years ago would not have had those opportunities. But now we have to ask those lobbyists, what's in it with you for the black people? What are you bringing your clients to do? Like, I'm proud to see all my brothers do very well. But a big chunk of your doing wellness is based on blackness. And we still don't have an ecosystem. And the people that have the ability to finance and fund the ecosystem A big chunk of them were at that event last night. But if they don't see themselves as part of the solution, if they see themselves as the answer to what's in it for the black people without ever coming back to the black people, without having somewhere to stake your flag, well, then it's all for naught. And we'll be sitting around 10 years from now talking about we had a black speaker. Everybody else is in there representing their interests. That's all I'm saying, man. It's the Mays Jackson. They ain't gonna stop. They don't gotta stop their bread. We can stop their bread. Again, the reason that people win is because they get to hide behind. They are protected from the standpoint that we say we happy for you, fam. So the reality has to be, fam, we happy for you, but you have a responsibility. It's the same thing. Like I would argue that we have gatekeepers now to corporations. Now they got to open up the gate. See, I think that we get into the process and then we kind of get it in and then we get mad because the people who see they get to run the ball. Fam, it's a team here. So you running the ball, but your job is to run the ball and make sure that the family eats. Look, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show. We're going to take a break and we'll be back after these messages.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Mays Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Now the SBA loans just run the bread, make it high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut the reparations, make them high, 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 high. Look, hey, check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was dipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and try to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. Created whole. So send a message like a cold call, tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city, put this country together and gave them hella aid. Lot of blood, sweat, and tears, over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants, they pay the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, for sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Now no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Now no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Mays Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I swear to God, boy. Lord, it's the Maze Jackson Show. That's why I be like, you know? Anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. I got a little caught off the guard. Oh, so yesterday, City Council. How many people checked out City Council yesterday? I was not able to watch City Council yesterday, but my understanding is Alderman Matt Martin. Yesterday, they appointed Timmy Knutson, hard K, Timmy Knutson, as the newest member of the City Council to replace 43rd Ward Alderman Michelle Smith. Timmy Knutson becomes the 7th member of the LGBTQ caucus in City Council. He'll be representing a big chunk of Old Town's Triangle, Lincoln Park, and those and that likes of the community. Riis, he is one of 3 replacement aldermen one of 3 aldermen that have been appointed by by Mayor Lightfoot. She has appointed Monique Scott, Susan, what's the I cannot think of the from Chinatown in the 11th Ward, and now 40th and now 43rd Ward. But Riis, one of the things that happened in that was that Alderman Matt Martin, from my understanding, made the declaration that he would like to be the new chairman of the Ethics Committee. Now, Riis, I don't know that Alderman Martin has established himself as an ally of Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and I don't know that I've really, in recent history, ever seen an alderman stand up and say, that he wanted a committee chairmanship. And it seemed as though, from my understanding, that he was announcing it because he wanted the support of the mayor and or his colleagues to get this spot. Which Riis suggested to me that perhaps the city council might be thinking about reorganizing itself and taking the control away from the mayor. Now, you might say, well, Mays, we've always had a rubber stamp city council. But I want you to think that this has not been a rubber stamp city council. This mayor has had probably the hardest time of any mayor that we've ever seen to get her legislation passed. And now she has at least 11 people, 12, at least 12 people not returning. So, Riis, that is 12 people that do not have to support the mayor. 12. Start at 12 votes of people that are not for the mayor. Is it possible that the city council could now consider reorganizing itself and taking the power away from the mayor? Now, I would tell you that if we were warlike, this is the time to pull it. See, Riis, the mayor is about to go into budget with 12 people that could potentially be no. So you know that to be able to pass her budget, and now she's not going to be able to put the $100,000 grant in there extra because those people they're not going to be back. So they're not going to get to spend the money. So now what the mayor has to do is figure out, how does she persuade all of these aldermen who she's offended to vote for her budget going forward? Now, Riis, if you're a calculating person, then you start to say, if you sit in the city council, and maybe it can't come from, Anthony Beale suggested this, but I don't think this can come from Anthony Beale. But right now, Riis, if the city council right now decided to call a special meeting and vote to reorganize themselves, they could pick who are the committee chairs for themselves and take that power away from the mayor. Well, why would they do that, Riis? Well, who's the biggest caucus in city council now? The Black Caucus. In the Black Caucus, which is 15, combined with the 12 seats that aren't here, that aren't going to be there, what's that number, Riis? 27. And so, if the Black Caucus could convince the 12 of their colleagues who they've been in business with forever that before you go, they took away aldermanic prerogative. This mayor has taken away all of the powers that we enjoyed, and it's part of the reason that you're leaving. Vote with us, and let's reorganize the council. Now, Riis, if our Black Caucus then goes to the mayor and says, well, we don't have to take the power away from you, but we've decided that we want, the finance committee, which is arguably the most powerful committee in the city council. Riis, she'd be obliged to have to give it up. Because my question is, what does Scott Waguespack bring you? Who does he bring? Scott Waguespack's voters are not voting for the mayor. It's going to be the black community. And so right now, it is, they say, remember that thing in Fame was like, you want fame? Well, fame costs. And right here's where you start paying. Right now, Riis, is the time for the Black Caucus to be leveraging every bit of power that we can. We saw Chewy, right? Pull it. Most of the retiring aldermen are not loyal to Chewy. Chewy is in the process now of negotiating with the mayor. If we are black folks and we're smart, we say, like right now, they're not engaging you. But if the Black Caucus was to team up with, and let's back up, there's also the White Caucus, the Southwest Side White Caucus, that is finding themselves homeless with no place to be. Now, people say these are crazy musings, but Riis, it's really all math. See, if it's me, I go to the mayor and I say, Mayor, if I'm Jason Irvin or one of the members of the Black Caucus, if I'm Jason, I don't send Jay. I don't go. I send an emissary. I send one of the young guns, somebody like maybe Stephanie Coleman, and we say, Madam Mayor, your path to victory runs through the black community. There's really no white people that are voting for you. Riis, I was testing the theory last night. Everybody I could talk to, people want to know who I think is going to run for mayor. I can't find any white people that are voting for Mayor Lightfoot. I tell the mayor, go check it out. Go find out. And then after you do your polling, you check it out, then I want you to come back and sit down with the Black Caucus. And when you sit down with the Black Caucus, I want you to recognize that if Chewy gets in, the Latinos aren't voting for you. If Chewy gets in, the white people aren't voting for you. You're going to need the black votes. And black people are with Willie Wilson. Or you got to split it with 5 people. Madam Mayor, I think it's time you start thinking about what can you do to win the black community back. Now, see, the problem is we got people taking pictures already. See, if the black community was mad right now, you'd be able to extract. Right now, Invest Southwest should be investing every black business opportunity. Like, again, right now, the mayor's only hope is the black community. Can we agree with that? Riis, do you know any white folks that are voting for the mayor? Like, crime, 44%. I mean, really. Just maybe in the LGBTQ community, possibly. But I've heard that they're not really feeling her either. So now, if you know that the mayor has to come to the black community, let me ask my questions. Who needs to be helped that the mayor needs to talk to? See, we have the leverage right now, but the challenge is our loyalty will not allow us to capitalize on it. So again, somebody is counting and hoping that black people don't count. So I'm giving you this lesson right now. Again, 15 members of the Black Caucus, right? 12 of their colleagues who are not coming back. Guys, if you ask the mayor for the finance committee to come to the black community, now I'm not talking now as the angry black radio host. I'm now talking as the political strategist. The mayor currently just lost her director of intergovernmental affairs. He's leaving. So now she's got to find a new person to wrangle up all the Black Caucus and black aldermen to get them on board to be able to pass them through this budget. To me, you don't pass a budget unless we get something. A lot. So my question is, should the Black Caucus potentially offer to withhold their support from the mayor if they don't get concessions? Or should we just be in a space where we support her because she is the first black woman mayor? Is it that we must rally around her? Or does she need to pay for her rank, Riis? Do we just let her ascend to the spot? Like, what is she giving up to demonstrate that she is solidly with the black community? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. And I also want to know, if you got to pick between the black candidates, who is going to win the black community? Right? I gave you the option of, so my question would be between Willie Wilson, Cam Buckner, Brandon Johnson, Sophia King, Jamal Green, Rod Sawyer, and Jesus, I got one more, and Fred Collins. Riis, there's 7 black candidates in the race. Does the mayor come in first out of the 7 black candidates? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Does she come in first, second, or third? Does she beat Willie Wilson in the black community? Willie Wilson beat her last time in the black community, but she's the mayor now. Has she built the black base? Who has? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, I think, do you think the mayor wins the black community? The black vote?
No.
No, you think, who you think beat? You think Willie beats her?
Probably Willie beat her.
Really?
Yeah. You always say it every day, which community, which age group really vote?
The seniors.
So who you think the seniors gonna vote for? So if that's where the majority of the voting come from, and from my black community, I really do think that the seniors for sure would vote for Willie Wilson. You don't think so?
I think I do, but I'm concerned. Well, I just feel like black people, remember when we looked at that poll and they showed the drop-off between Willie? I just feel like there's a quote-unquote educated black group that is going to I don't know, man.
But is it more people than the educated black group that is voting, or are the seniors going to outvote them? You see what I'm saying?
See, I feel like I just don't know how the mayor gets out of the black community. I just don't know. I just fundamentally don't know who is her. Like, is there a cadre of Lori supporters? Like, I'm not talking about the 20 Southwest people. I'm not talking about the business leadership guys who I have been taught go with the mayor regardless, because you'll win regardless of whether your community does or not. Right? Like, and then there are the people that say with so many black candidates in the race, it's going to be split up so much that she's going to get to the runoff, that she'll get the top out of it. But I feel like, does Willie's work count for anything with black folks?
I really do think, I don't know if it's the gas, giveaway or nothing, but I really think that he actually put himself out there this year a little bit more. Because I think the first time I ever seen, like, Willie Wilson was like, it was like a little poster, and the only reason why I really paid attention is because on my mother's side, it's come from like Wilson's, but my mother actually, knew him from like back in the day, so she actually knows him, So I think now the thing that he's been doing and really putting himself out there, that I really think that a good number of people, know him.
But will they go and will they push the button for him? Will those gas giveaways translate?
Yeah, I really do, man. You going there, you trying to just vote to say I vote to put the little, the little I voted sign on your little Snapchat or whatever, and you go in there and be like, well, man, hey, he did give me free gas. I guess man, I wonder what else he'd give me for free, So they really check that. I really do think, people love free stuff. So they're like, man, if he did this, I wonder when he get married what he would do.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about it. I want to know, who wins the black, what's the matter? Who wins the black vote? Right? Like, if we were voting today, who would the black people vote for? That's really what I want to know. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. When we come back, I want to talk about this decline in enrollment at CPS and immigration, and how much should the mayor budget? Because y'all called me racist before, and now apparently she is budgeting for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters. And I wonder how much we're going to be willing to pay for that. Look, it's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:35 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, will be an hour and 7 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be an hour. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be an hour and 17 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 60 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, it's an hour and 20 minutes. 47 minutes back out to Thorndale. While the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 7 minutes. Outbound 37. The Bishop Ford, 40 minutes. I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 34 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 12 minutes to the Loop. 22 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 14 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. That's 8 minutes on the north side. Randolph to Bryn Mawr, but 17, Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, 55 clear. Riis the Ruler. It's the Mays Jackson Show.
Stumbling, wondering what to think. Approaching, fumbling, food and drink. Slurring and sweating like you stink. Even if I did your gender, we ain't in sync. Be original, don't follow the crowd. Dope fiend, lean, smelling like that loud. I'm looking at your friends and they ain't that proud. Knowing next time they hang, you ain't allowed. So stop giving me the googly eyes, or you gon' force me to tell you a few of these lies. My crew know the mission like 3 or 4 spies. Heard your guy tell you to chill, work to the wise. That hard liquor and bad food, a bad mood. So I'm a stiff arm sidestep, a bad mood. I'm trying to live my life, not catch an attitude. Normally I'm nice, but I'm about to get rude. Move your body. I want somebody to love me for me. Happy is where I wanna be. I want somebody to love me for me. Happy is where I wanna.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Shout out to Abstract Mind State. I am feeling it this morning. I'm feeling the kind of way. Riis, Christopher Devine sent me a text. Let me see if I can find it. But realistically, Riis, about remember 3 weeks ago when this asylum seeker crisis first started, and I asked, how much should we consider budgeting for, how much should we budget for the asylum seekers that were coming? Did we come up with the number of approximately $5,000 per migrant asylum seeker? I think we thought that was a fair number considering all things considered, right? And so, when I proposed that question, and I'm going to keep on reminding, Hector Villagrana felt the need to come to my page and tell me that that was being subtly racist. yesterday, the city of Chicago got its 1,000th asylum seeker via bus. 1,000 times 5,000 equals, 1,000 people times $5,000 each equals $5 million. Right? Bus is still coming, Riis. So in 2 weeks, we're going to multiply this number times 2 equals $10 million. Is this racist yet? Let's add it in 2 more weeks. We're going to multiply that number times. So every 1,000 people is $5 million. Remember when I said 3 weeks ago, I think I was using this same calculator. Let me get back to my calculator. That if we took 5,000 asylum people, is that a realistic number that we're going to get to 5,000?
How many are we at now?
1,000. 2 weeks.
Probably. That's probably like the max.
You think no. It's not the max because New York is already pulling in cruise ships to put migrants on the cruise ships because they don't have the housing with their right to housing. Riis, they already sent like 10,000 to Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. is smaller than us. So now, let's say 5,000. Let's say we get 5,000 times 5,000 each, 25 million. Right? How much should the city of Chicago reasonably expect to budget for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters? Bam. Now, let me read something that jumped out to me today in the Chicago Sun-Times. Did you realize that the Chicago Sun-Times, that the CPS, Riis, is down 10,000 students. So we're down to 3,000. What did they tell me we were down to? We're down to 3,100. Wait, CPS. Where did I go with that number? 321,000 students. Okay? Let me read to you what the Chicago Sun-Times said. Low birth rate, a decrease in immigration, and families leaving prevented the CPS bounce back. Did you hear that? Let me read it to you again. But low birth rate, a decrease in immigration, and families leaving prevented bounce back. Riis, now I want you to turn up my switcher. And I want to play something again for you, and I want to put it all in.
Inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Let me read back to what they said in Sun-Times. But low birth rate, didn't my man say low birth rate? A decrease in immigration and families leaving prevented bounce back. Then it said CPS is bracing for funding cuts. Why, Riis? Because they weren't able to bounce back from low birth rate, a decrease in immigration, and families leaving. Riis, essentially, while we want to say there is no replacement, if you are your funding, your resources that you get as a state, a government, comes from what? Your population. Riis, we've learned that the country does not care. When you're an elected official, you don't really care about the race and ethnicity if you are operating at 10,100 feet, because you just want the funds. Because what happens, Riis, you get money per person. The reason the census is so important, they tell you they don't care about your race. They just want to know because I budget X number of dollars per person. It's math. It's not race. So if you're Durban, and because the other thing that this story said, was that CPS runs the risk of falling out of the top 3 school districts in the country. Which means what? Less money. And so how do I fix that?
Just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border to do.
Those are the more people. Riis, we lose money as people leave. And so if you are trying to get federal funding, let's just imagine that CPS, let's just say that loss of, let's back up, Riis. Let's do our same math, right? We know that CPS gets approximately, hold on, let me get back to my calculator. CPS gets approximately, let's say 15,000 per student, right? Times, how many did they lose? 10,000. Riis, that adds up to $150 million loss in budget. So what do I need to do to fill those seats? At $5,000 a whop, let's divide this number by 5,000. We need to take in approximately 30,000 immigrants, asylum seekers, to get back to our funding levels at CPS. Now, to get that 30,000, right, times 5,000 each, there's your $150 million. So, Riis, what we should expect in the grand scheme of things, if you just want to make up, and that you probably got to divide that by 4 because it's school-age children. So what do they need? They need people to come here. They need them to have children that then can go into the schools that can then increase the federal funding. Does that make sense at all, or was I just crazy?
When you put the math together, it makes perfectly good sense.
Right? So we need to, just to make up the CPS loss, we would need approximately 30,000 new students to come into the system. So 30,000, right? So let's call them 2 parents. So you really need approximately 30, 60. So you need about 90,000. You're looking at about a 90. You need about 90,000 in population to put it back where you at. So it would be reasonable to expect the city. Would it be reasonable to expect the city to budget $150 million for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters? Now, I know that I'm not supposed to put math because they'll call it, but realistically, Riis, how do they do the budget? If the mayor says that she's going to budget for asylum seekers and account for it, and where does that $150 million come from, Riis? It's not coming from CPS. Because that's a pipeline for the future. Y'all ain't with me. I be doing too much math, and then the next thing y'all gonna call me racist. I guess my question again is, how much should we budget for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters? Because the reality is, Riis, we need to replace the population, or we're going to lose $150 million from just the CPS budget. That doesn't count the housing, the family services, etc. So give me a call, 872-259-7474. And is it racist? Well, they hung up. That's because it's racist. How much, realistically, should we budget for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters? And I really think it needs to be in the area of $200 to $250 million. I think we need to budget about $250 million.
$250 million?
Yes.
For who?
Our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters.
We just trying to get our reparation. Like, so how much they gonna put it? How much they putting aside for us?
I think you know the answer to that.
I mean, I
first of all, because if you ask that question, then they're gonna call me anti-something. So my point is, I think to be realistic, we need to allocate approximately $250 million, city, county, and state. I don't care where the funds come from. But they need to get up about $250 million to deal with. That could be a combination of funds from the federal government, city, county, and state. How much of a tax increase should we take in the city of Chicago to meet this need that everybody needs to take in? Why y'all? Oh, now you want to call?
Yeah, I'm making sure I ain't with this. I'm definitely not moving back to Chicago.
250. I think we should. I mean, realistically, Riis. So again. I just gave you the math.
Is that black and brown too? To 250?
No, that's 250 for the migrant, the asylum program.
But didn't you have a man just said that that we all immigrants? I'm an immigrant. then we just have that.
Not your kind of immigrant.
Then everybody said I'm not
250, $250 million. I think it makes sense to budget. I know y'all don't like the number, but realistically, Riis, I just got you to 150 with 30,000, and that's just what you need for CPS. They don't want you to do the math. That's why they call it racist. Go to the live line. Call it. How much money should we put in the city budget for our asylum program?
Shalom.
Brother Israel, King Israel. Talk to me, brother. I think we need to put about $250 million in the budget for our our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters. How much do you think?
0.
That's racist.
Oh, I'm sorry, my fault. I guess whatever you suggest, but I was just wondering about. It seems like maybe you think they care about us. You didn't hear that record Michael Jackson made?
Man, yes they do. You tripping? Israel,
you think they care much?
They love us, man. Don't you see how good they treat us? We get hot food.
Man,
brother.
Man.
Hot biscuits.
All the meetings I heard you talking about all the black people. Y'all arrived now. Got black speaker. Oh, speaker of, I had to check that speaker the other day. Stand there, let you know. Saw that jump out at a DECO meeting, and I was asking about that white man, that white Democrat that got disrespected that girl, and that was in the House, that was in the Senate. I don't mean to cut it off. I mean, change the subject. Yeah, man, them people don't give a hell about us, mate. I'm just going to try going. I've been biting my tongue too long. Them phony Jews over there, they running the country.
Okay, let me just say this. There's the comments of the thoughts and comments of King Israel are his. These are not. This is the real
Israel, not them phony Jews. I'm going at them.
Hey. Let me just tell you, this is the Mays Jackson
show. You said I can talk, man.
Look, all I'm saying is these are not the opinions of the Mays Jackson show. If you are going to write a letter, please write the letter to King Israel. Please address. I'll get you his post office box.
I'll try.
It's all
They
good.
love us. They love us, right?
They love us.
I forgot. I was at the CHA board. I was at CHA board meeting the other day. Yeah, he loving us, giving all our vouchers away.
How many vouchers? So how many vouchers should we allocate to the asylum, to our asylum seeking brothers and sisters, man? Israel,
how much should they put in the budget for reparations, man? You know I'm here to start some trouble, man. Reparations.
What is you talking reparations? Hey, man. You tripping, dog. What is you? What you think? You think black?
What sounds like you?
Do you watch Power, man? Do you watch Power? No, I'm just joking. Israel is a crazy man. That's my man, though. He crazy like a fox. Let me just let y'all know, man. 250 million. Reese, why you making your face like that, dog?
I just put in the chat. I got
that math is real, ain't it?
The same amount I pay when I go to pick up my delivery. That's how much we put up.
Reese, I'm saying math is math. You know, I felt like the school teacher when she redid my grades on the board. I keep wanting to put these numbers in and make them come different. They not coming different, Reese. Let's go to the live line caller. I'm suggesting that $250 million, $250 million should be put. Why you keep laughing? $250 million should be allocated in this year's budget because I think they're going to keep coming. And I think we are a sanctuary city, and I think this is one of the costs. What do you think, caller? How much should we budget for our asylum-seeking brothers and sisters?
Byron here. Good morning, Mays.
Byron. Come on, Byron. I know you got some compassion. Look, Reese over here like, thank God Byron's coming.
Have some compassion. I do have some compassion for the Negroes that vote against their own interests. I do have compassion for them. I love them. I love those little Negroes and nigglets who vote against their best interests. I'm here busy trying to book my flight to Brazil, and Israel called, and he said zero, and it just, and I had to stop. I'm confused now watching the stock market, and it's like, please, Mays, let me get out of here. I just want to leave, please.
No, you are an indentured servant to the state of Illinois, like all of us black people, man. Stop it. Byron, you will not be free. You will be here, and you, sir, are going to be paying tax. Reese over here got his mouth poked out because y'all getting ready. We got to pay $250 million. Byron, how much money should we pay in taxes as a welcoming sanctuary city to make sure that our brothers and sisters from south of Mexico are welcome to have a safe, warm place to be? I think $250 million is reasonable. Byron, you're a racist. Byron, you're a racist.
But here's the deal. I'm compassionate. No, but here's the deal. Your numbers are off because the public school kids per student is 25 to 30,000 per year. You use 15,000.
I was trying to be light, Byron. I was trying to be light. I don't really want Reese to know the real numbers.
Every day you keep trying. Every day you keep trying. And you know these niggas don't want to do nothing with you. They don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. Okay? I mean, we need to get, first of all, yes, we have to do what we have to do because we're the United States. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have to do what we got to do. But all I'm saying, we need to solve this problem. And all black folks had to do was to go ahead with the orange man and stop this nonsense from going on. We voted against our own interests. We worried about all these other little things. We are becoming a third world country, and people don't realize it. Have you seen San Francisco? Have you seen all those people on the streets, everywhere, in front of businesses, defecating, all this stuff going on? This is coming to Chicago. These people have to be somewhere. They will be on the street if they're not being booked up in nice hotels at your taxpayer dollars, because eventually the money's going to run out. Our money, taxpayer money, is going to run out. And we can be taxed out of all our homes. Prisco's going to be happy because he's running for president. I don't know if he can get that little lady with him or not that took that guy's seat when Barack Obama came in and got him out of there. But all I'm saying is we're going on a path of no return, Maze. It's a path of no return. The taxpayers, the guys, the gals who have to go to work every day, they're going to see hell. The other ones who wait for the first of the month, they're sitting back and saying, keep it coming. Right? Keep it coming. But, Maze, I want to mention one thing that I saw on Saturday, which is a good thing, bad thing. I was going to Gary, right, to fix some stuff. I'm always fixing shit. Other stuff. And I was going to Hammond on Ridge Road. I saw this church with all these little guys, right? They all had these belts. You know the carpenter belt with a hammer in it?
Uh-huh.
They were constructing a house. They were like 20, 25 of these little kids. All had belts on. I was looking for the little Negro. I couldn't find it because I was moving fast. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know, this old house, how you take a house and you frame it up and you put all the 2x4s and you push it up and then you join the sides together? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know that or not.
The Amish.
Anyway, the Amish. This is what they were doing. This is what their parents were teaching them at the damn church parking lot. I couldn't believe what I saw. There were 20 and 25 of these little kids with belts and hammers, and they were banging the nails into the 2x4s, getting ready to push it up and join it. They're teaching their kids how to do that work themselves at an early age. That's what we need to be doing. You see what I'm saying? They're not waiting for a program. The church, I guess the church is doing it. That's what our churches used to do in the past. They used to teach our folks things so they can get ahead. Because we always had to do things better than anybody else. That was the concept back in the old days. You remember that? Your mama told you, boy, you gotta be better than all those white kids now. And you study harder. And that's what we did. Our people need to be trained to do those things right now at an early age. But that was a sight to be seen. I wish I wanted to call that boy Eddie Reed and tell him about that there. Because that's the kind of stuff we need to focus on. But these immigrants, they're all going to be on the streets. They're all going to be on the streets because they all can't be put in the hotels. They keep coming. And nobody wants to go to that border and town and say, we need to stop this. Where's Robin Kelly at? Where's Robin Kelly? Where's the Panther Man? And where's that guy with the great voice from the West Side? You know, where's he at? What are they doing for us? Go to Biden and tell him to stop this because you are voting against our interests, and I put you in there, and now you're doing this to me? You do this to me? I mean, come on. They all weak. All of them are weak. Where's God Savage when you need him? There ain't none. Except for you, Maze. I wish you would run for something, man. I swear, but I know what they can do. They can call you a Republican. That's it. You're done. That's what did Willie Wilson last time.
They did.
Willie Wilson has done more for our community than all of them put together. That Butler guy gave us the damn stupid bills. Forget him and all these other ones. Really, if anybody black that don't vote for Willie Wilson ain't really black.
Ooh.
Even from a conservative person like me, I voted for Wilson myself because he has done more for the black community outside of politics before the election and before he even ran for anything than anybody else put together. And Mayor Lightfoot, Littlefoot, what a scum of the earth she is. I mean, that's putting it nice. I got off the subject, but yes, we should do as little as possible. We should help our people first. I'm America first, black folks first. That's it. I'm black first. until she do something for us, we shouldn't be doing anything for anybody else. That's it.
Byron just threw the numbers off, Reese. See, I was trying to keep them low.
There you go.
So the real number
Right, and we need
is
to get rid
you
of
replace
this.
the 10. So it's 250 million, right? So if each CPS student got 225,000, then 10,000 is a loss of $250 million, right? So now you have to divide that number by 5,000. Reese, it would mean we would need to import a whole new ward. 50,000. No. Look. It would take 50,000 people to come to be imported to fill the number to make up the CPS difference. And that is, 50,000 people. And that, Reese, is actually just the kids you would need. Right? That ain't the parents that come with the kids. So add another. So it's three. We need about 150,000 people to get back to where we were. How much?
8,000 come across the border every day. 8,000 come across the border every day, Maze. 8,000 come across the border. The people in Texas are seeing hell. They are seeing hell. You don't see it because you don't watch Fox. People need to watch Fox News. Watch a guy named Tucker Carlson at 10 p.m. See the real news. Diversify your news. Don't listen to MSNBC because they don't want to show that they're Trump every damn day. Ask Riis. Every hour my dad watches MSNBC all damn day. Trump every day. Trump pees. Trump used the bathroom. Trump went and got ice cream. Every damn day Trump. Forgetting the issues. Inflation's going to kill us all, though. But we got to be real about this. We got to save ourselves. We all still Americans, and we still black first. And we got to support black businesses. When you get your grass cut, get somebody black to cut it. If you get somebody clean your house, get somebody black to cut it, to do it. Get somebody black. That's what I preach. I tell my tenants that. Don't have somebody else come cut this damn grass. Find somebody for you. I'll drive around the damn neighborhood and look for somebody black to cut the grass. They're cutting grass. Get somebody black to do it. We gotta support our own selves. Do for self. We must do for self. I went off the rail. I'm gonna get back to this reservations here, so I can get out of here next week.
You leaving out of here to go to? Hey, Byron. Don't. But
you know what? It's cool down there too. I thought it was gonna be warmer because it got cold this morning. I went outside and said, "Time to leave." I went outside this morning. I said, "It's time to leave." I started looking at these fights and stuff, man. And I was like, "Damn, gotta get out of here, man." But appreciate the call. Appreciate the information, man.
Hey, I always appreciate you calling, Byron. Byron. Look, man, I don't know where Byron from. But we're going to have to adopt him to bring him. We're going to have to give him an honorary FBA because, Byron be coming with the smoke. Reese. So realistically, if we're going to do this right, we probably need to budget about $750 million. $750 million in our budget. It'll be worth it. Remember, my man, you remember what your boy told you? And I think when he looks at what he's going to be able to then bring back, that $750 million to Chicago, Reese, with 50,000 extra people or 90,000 extra people, if you think about how much the government spends per person, it'll keep Illinois where we need to be. Now, you got to think about the fact, remember, Illinois House of Representatives, the House of Representatives was created based on the southern states wanting to have their slaves count for their resources. So America has a history of understanding that they don't care about the underclass except for what the resources are. Dick Durbin is not going to have to live through that responsibility.
Inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border.
Right.
To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Look, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mays said again and again and again and again. I told y'all wasn't going to get me hollering, and then I get to hollering, and then I got to calm myself down. Tomorrow, and I didn't do this today, I'm going to be giving away tickets all show tomorrow to come to the Bears brunch. Riis, we just got a donation, so we're also going to do a can of wine tasting. If you have not had the can of wine, I'm just here to tell you, get ready. You thought them slushies was something? But I want y'all to come check us out at Obsidian this weekend. Watch the Bears game with us on Sunday. I'm going to tell you, the complexion of the players has changed. But now we got to change the game. Complexion of the players is changing, y'all. But now it's first time for us to change the game. Look, y'all, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mays said, we out here. Peace.
Business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. When I scared at 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA is spilled on. Jackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.